How are you guys doing? Today is Wednesday, June 16th, 2021, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review the Elite matchups and performances from yesterday, Tuesday, June 15th, 2021, as we navigate through the world of sports one day at a time. Starting off in the NBA, there was only one playoff game yesterday and took place in Brooklyn, New York. As the second seed in the Eastern Conference, Brooklyn Nets hosted the third seed Milwaukee Bucks for Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals matchup. In this game, the second seed Brooklyn Nets would beat the third seed Milwaukee Bucks 114-108. The big difference was the second half. The Brooklyn Nets, the Milwaukee Bucks jumped out to a 16-point lead at halftime. The Nets would outscore the Bucks by 10 in the third to at least bring them within 6. And then they were able to outscore the Bucks by 12 in the fourth quarter, outscoring them by 22 in the second half to win the game by 6. For the Milwaukee Bucks in this matchup, their leading scorer was their elite starting power forward, two-time NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. He finished with 34 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks, and he fouled out in 42 minutes as he shot 14 for 22 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and 4 for 7 from the foul line. Their starting small forward, Chris Middleton would finish with 25 points and 5 assists in 45 minutes as he shot 8 for 22 from the field and 6 for 7 from the foul line. For the Brooklyn Nets in this matchup, their leading scorer was their goated starting power forward, Kevin Durant. Durant finished with 49 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists alongside 3 steals and 2 blocks in 48 minutes. He shot 16 for 23 from the field, 4 for 9 from 3, and 13 for 16 from the foul line on the night. And off the bench, they're off the bench, their power forward, Jeff Green, would finish with 27 points in 35 minutes as he shot 8 for 11 from the field, 7 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. Also in the starting lineup for the Nets, their elite starting shooting guard, James Harden, would finish with 5 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists in 46 minutes. He shot 1 for 10 from the field, 0 for 8 from 3, and a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. But with this win, the second seed Brooklyn Nets have now taken a 3-2 series lead over the Milwaukee Bucks. The next game will be played in Milwaukee as the Bucks look to even the series up. One more win for the Brooklyn Nets means that they will advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. That was the only playoff game in the NBA yesterday, now transitioning to the only playoff game in the NHL yesterday. Jumping out to Tampa Bay, the defending Stanley Cup champions Tampa Bay Lightning hosted the New York Islanders, who were the only team to come out of the East Division. In this matchup, the Tampa Bay Lightning would beat the Islanders 4-2 as their right winger Kucherov would finish with 3 assists himself. With this win, the series is now tied at 1 as games 3 and 4 will be played in New York. So right now, that is what the NHL is looking like following yesterday's only matchup of the day. Jumping to see what's going on the baseball diamond, starting off in Washington, D.C. The Washington Nationals hosted the Pittsburgh Pirates. They were able to pull off an 8-1 win at home as 5 of their 8 runs came in the first inning. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, the start and the loss went to their starting pitcher, Tyler Anderson. Anderson went on to allow 6 earned runs in 6 innings pitched as he struck out 4. With this loss, Tyler Anderson is 3-7 as a starting pitcher for Pittsburgh. In their batting lineup, their center fielder, Brian Reynolds, would go 2 for 4. Their shortstop, Eric Gonzalez, would go 2 for 4. And then their left fielder, Ben Gamel, went 2 for 4 as well. For the Washington Nationals, the start and the win went to Patrick Corbin. He allowed 1 earned run in 8.1 innings pitched as he struck out 7. With this win, Patrick Corbin is 4-5 as a starting pitcher this season. In their batting lineup, their shortstop, Trey Turner, would go 4 for 5 with an RBI and a run, and the only other player with more than 1 hit was their third baseman, Jordy Mercer. Mercer went 3 for 4 with a run on the day, and with this win, the Washington Nationals are now 29-35, and with this loss, the Pittsburgh Pirates are now 23-43. Jumping out to Buffalo, the Toronto Blue Jays hosted the New York Yankees, and the Yankees were able to beat the Blue Jays 6-5 as they were able to come from behind and pick up as the Clint Frazier double in the 8th inning would put the Yankees above. For the Toronto Blue Jays on the night, the start would go to their elite starting pitcher, Hyunjin Ryu. He allowed 3 earned runs in 6 innings pitched as he went on to strike out 3 on the day. The loss would go to the Toronto Blue Jays' third relief pitcher, who in this matchup happened to be I'm trying to see who, or Tim Meza. Tim Meza would allow 1 earned run in .2 innings pitched as he struck out 1. With this loss, Tim Meza is 1-1 as a relief pitcher for the Blue Jays. In their batting lineup, their designated hitter Bo Bichette would go 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a run as he had his 14th home run of the season. And then their third baseman, Santiago Espinal, would go 3 for 4 with a run. For the New York Yankees, the start would go to Jordan Montgomery. Montgomery would allow 4 earned runs and 5.1 innings pitched as he struck out 4 on the day. The win would go to the New York Yankees second relief pitcher, Jonathan Loaizaga. Loaizaga would allow no earned runs and 1 inning pitched as he struck out none on the day, but with this win, he's now 6-2 as a relief pitcher for the Yankees. The save would go to their closer, Aroldis Chapman. He allowed no earned runs and 1 inning pitch as he struck out 1. With this win, he now has 13 saves on the year. In their batting lineup, their elite second baseman, DJ LeMahieu, would end up going 2 for 4 with a run. Their catcher, Gary Sanchez, would go 2 for 5 with an RBI and a run as he had his 9th home run of the season. With this win, the New York Yankees are now 34-32, and with this loss, the Toronto Blue Jays are now 33-32. As the Yankees now sit half a game ahead of the Blue Jays after this win. Jumping out to Cleveland, the Cleveland Indians hosted the Baltimore Orioles and were able to pick up a 7-2 win at home. 5 of their runs came in the 4th inning. For the Baltimore Orioles in this matchup, the start and the loss would go to Matt Harvey. Matt Harvey would allow 5 earned runs and 3.1 innings pitched as he struck out 2. With this loss, Matt Harvey is now 3-8 as a starting pitcher, and in their batting lineup, their shortstop Freddie Galvis would go 2 for 4 with a run. For the Cleveland Indians, the start will go to their starting pitcher, Cal Quantrill. Quantrill will go on to Quantrill would allow 1 earned run in 4 innings pitched as he struck out 4. The win will go to their relief pitcher, James Karinchak. He allowed no earned runs in 1 inning pitched as he struck out all 3 of the batters that he faced. With this win, Karinchak is 4-2 as a relief pitcher on the season. And in their batting lineup, their shortstop, Ahmed Rosario, will go 3 for 5 with an RBI and a run. Additional to him, their first baseman, Bobby Bradley, would go 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run as Bobby Bradley hit his 3rd home run of the season for Cleveland yesterday. With this win, the Cleveland Indians are now 36-28, and with this loss, the Baltimore Orioles are now 22-44. Jumping out to Shea Stadium, the New York Mets hosted the Chicago Cubs. The Mets were able to beat the Cubs 3-2 after they were able to break the 2-2 tie in the 5th inning thanks to a Pete Alonso sacrifice fly. For the Chicago Cubs in this matchup, the start and the loss would go to their starting pitcher, Alec Mills. Mills would allow 3 earned runs and 4.1 innings pitched as he struck out 6. With this loss, Mills is now 2-1 as a starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. In their batting lineup, the only player with more than 1 hit was their catcher, Wilson Contreras. He went 2 for 4 on the day. In addition to him, their elite shortstop, Javier Baez, would go 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run as he had his 15th home run of the season. For the New York Mets, the start and the win went to Taijuan Walker. He allowed 2 earned runs and 7 innings pitched as he struck out 12. With this win, Taijuan Walker is now 6-2 as a starting pitcher for the Mets this season. And the save will go to Seth Lugo. Lugo allowed no earned runs in 2 innings pitched as he struck out 3. That was Seth Lugo's first save of the season last year. In their batting lineup, their third baseman, Jonathan Villar, would be the only player with more than 1 hit on the team as he went 2 for 4 with a run. With this win, the New York Mets are now 34-25. And with this loss, the Chicago Cubs are now 38-29 as both of these teams are currently sitting on top of their divisions. The Cubs now tied with the Brewers. Jumping out to Atlanta, the Atlanta Braves hosted the Boston Red Sox as the Red Sox were able to beat the Braves 10-8 at home. And for the Atlanta Braves in this matchup, the start would end up going to Tucker Davidson. He allowed 5 earned runs and 2.1 innings pitched as he struck out 4. The loss would go to the Braves' 4th relief pitcher, Chris Martin. Martin would allow 3 earned runs in an inning pitched. With this loss, Chris Martin is now 0-3 as a relief pitcher for Atlanta. In the batting lineup, their elite right fielder, Ronald Acuna Jr., would go 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run. And then the only other player for the Braves who finished with more than 1 hit was their center fielder, Guillermo Heredia. He went 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs as he had his 13th double of the season. And for the Boston Red Sox, the start would be given to Eduardo Rodriguez. He allowed 4 earned runs in 4 innings pitched as he struck out 8. The win would go to the Red Sox third relief pitcher, Hirokazu Sawamura. Sawamura would allow no earned runs in the inning that he pitched as he struck out 1. With his win, Sawamura is 3-0 as a relief pitcher, and the save went to Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes would allow 1 earned run in 1 inning pitched as he struck out 2. That was his 15th save of the season. In their batting lineup, their center fielder, Alex Verdugo, will go 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs, as Verdugo would hit his 9th home run of the season. Their third baseman, Rafael Devers, will go 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs as he hit his 16th home run of the season. Their right fielder, Hunter Renfroe, will go 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run, as Renfroe hit his 8th home run of the season. And their first baseman, Bobby Dalbec, will go 2 for 4 with a run. With this win, the Boston Red Sox are now 41-27, and with this loss, the Atlanta Braves are now 30-34. Jumping out to Kansas City, the Kansas City Royals hosted the Detroit Tigers, and the Tigers were able to beat the Royals 4-3. It was a pretty good game all around from the beginning to the end, especially great pitching. For the Kansas City Royals, the start would be given to Mike Minor. He allowed 4 earned runs in 5.2 innings pitched as he struck out 5. With this loss, Mike Minor is now 5-4 on the season as a starting pitcher for Kansas City. In their batting lineup, their elite second baseman, Whit Merrifield, will go 2 for 4 with a run, and the only other player with more than 1 hit was their shortstop, Nicky Lopez. He went 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run for himself. For the Detroit Tigers, the start and the win went to their farm product top prospect, Casey Mize. He allowed 3 earned runs in 6.2 innings pitched as he struck out 3 on the day. With his win, Casey Mize is 4-4 on the season. In their batting lineup, their closer, Gregory Soto, would pick up the save as he allowed no earned runs in 1 inning pitched as he struck out 1 batter. That was his 6th save of the season. In their batting lineup, their right fielder, Robbie Grossman, will go 2 for 4 with a run. Their first baseman, Jonathan Scope, will go 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs as he hit his 11th home run of the season. Their future Hall of Fame designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera, will go 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run. He hit his 4th double of the season. And then their left fielder, Eric Haas, would go 2 for 4 on the day. With this win, the Detroit Tigers are now 28-39, and with this loss, the Kansas City Royals are now 30-36. Jumping out to Houston, the Houston Astros took on their in-state rival, the Texas Rangers, and were able to pull off a 6-3 win after scoring 4 runs in the 10th inning thanks to a walk-off grand slam from Jose Altuve. For the Texas Rangers in this matchup, the start would be given to Kyle Gibson. He allowed 1 earned run in 6 innings pitched as he struck out 3. The loss would go to the Rangers closer, DeMarcus Evans. He allowed 4 runs without registering a single out as he blew his 2nd save of the season. With this loss, Evans is 0-2 as a relief pitcher. The only player for the Texas Rangers that had more than 1 hit was their center fielder, Adolis Garcia. He went 2 for 5 with a run. For the Houston Astros, the start went to Lance McCullers Jr., who allowed 2 runs in 4.1 innings pitched as he struck out 3. The win would be given to the Astros closer, Ryan Presley. He allowed no earned runs in 1 inning pitched as he struck out 2. He allowed a run, but with his win, he is now 3-1 as a relief pitcher. In their batting lineup, their elite second baseman, Jose Altuve, would go 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs and a run, as his grand slam was his 13th home run of the season. Their left fielder, Michael Brantley, will go 2 for 4 with a run, and their shortstop, Carlos Correa, will go 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run, as Correa hit his 12th home run of the season. With this win, the Houston Astros are now 38-28, and with this loss, the Texas Rangers are now 25-42. Jumping out to Chicago, the White Sox hosted the Tampa Bay Rays and were able to pull off a 3-1 win as all 3 of their runs came between the 4th and 5th inning. For the Tampa Bay Rays in this matchup, the loss would be given to their starting pitcher, Ryan McClanahan. Shane McClanahan. Shane McClanahan would allow 3 runs in 5 innings pitched as he struck out 4. With this loss, McClanahan is 2-2 as a starting pitcher on the season for Tampa Bay. In their batting lineup, their first baseman, Yandy Diaz, was the only player with more than 1 hit as he went 2 for 4. For the Chicago White Sox, the start and the win went to former American League Cy Young winner Dallas Keuchel. He would allow no earned runs in 7 innings pitched as he struck out 5. With this win, Dallas Keuchel is now 6-1 on the season as a starting pitcher for Chicago, and the save would be given to their elite closer, Liam Hendriks. He allowed no earned runs in 1 inning pitched as he struck out 2. With this save, Hendricks now has 18 on the year. In their batting lineup, their elite shortstop, Tim Anderson, will go 3 for 4, and their third baseman, Leury Garcia, would end up going 2 for 3 with a run. With this win, the Chicago White Sox are now 42-25, holding the best record in the American League Central, and with this loss, the Tampa Bay Rays are now 43-25, still holding the best record in the American League. Jumping out to Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Brewers host the Cincinnati Reds, and after 9 scoreless innings, the Reds would beat the Brewers 2-1 1 in extra innings. Or in the 10th inning, might I add. But for the Milwaukee Brewers in this matchup, the start would be given to Brett Anderson. Brett Anderson would allow no earned runs in 7 innings pitched as he struck out 9. The loss would be given to the Brewers closer in this matchup, Brad Boxberger. He allowed 2 runs in 1 inning pitched as he struck out a batter. With this loss, Boxberger is 2-2 as a relief pitcher on the season. In their batting lineup, the only player with more than 1 hit was their catcher, Omar Narvaez. He went 2 for 4. For the Cincinnati Reds, the start went to Luis Castillo. He allowed no earned runs in 7 innings pitched as he struck out 7. The win would be given to the Reds' second relief pitcher, Lucas Sims. Lucas Sims would allow no earned runs in 1 inning pitched as he struck out 1. And the save would be given to their closer, Amir Garrett. Garrett allowed no earned runs as he registered only 1 out on the day, and it was a strikeout. That was his 3rd save of the season. And in their batting lineup, no player had more than 1 hit. It would be their shortstop Kyle Farmer. He had the only RBI of the day. He went 1 for 3. He and Eugenio Suarez had the only RBIs of the day. But with this win, the Cincinnati Reds are now 34-31, and with this loss, the Milwaukee Brewers are now 38-29, tied with the Chicago Cubs for the best record in the division. Jumping out to St. Louis, the St. Louis Cardinals were able to beat the Miami Marlins 2-1, thanks to their walk-off home run from Paul Goldschmidt in the bottom of the 9th. For the Miami Marlins in this matchup, the start would be given to Trevor Rogers. He allowed 1 earned run in 6 innings pitched as he struck out 6. The loss would go to their closer, Yimi Garcia. Garcia would allow 1 earned run as he was unable to register an out. With this loss, he is now 3-5 as a relief pitcher for Miami. In their batting lineup, their first baseman, Jesus Aguilar, was the only player with more than 1 hit. He went 2 for 3 on the day as he had 2 of the 3 hits for Miami as well. For the St. Louis Cardinals, the start would go to Kwang Hyun Kim. Kwang Hyun Kim would allow 1 earned run in 6 innings pitched as he struck out 6, and the win would go to the Cardinals closer, Alex Reyes. He allowed no earned runs in 1 inning pitched as he struck out 1. With this win, Alex Reyes is 4-2 as a relief pitcher for St. Louis. And in their batting lineup, the only player with more than 1 hit was their elite first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. He went 2 for 4 with both of the team's RBIs and 1 run on the day. With this win, the St. Louis Cardinals are now 34-33, and with this loss, the Miami Marlins are now 29-38. Jumping out to Denver, the Colorado Rockies hosted the San Diego Padres, and they were able to pull off an 8-4 comeback win to pick up their 27th win of the season. For the San Diego Padres, the start will be given to their elite starting pitcher, former National League Cy Young winner Yu Darvish, or American League Cy Young winner. He allowed 4 earned runs in 5 innings pitched as he struck out 5, and the loss would be given to the Padres' second relief pitcher, Tim Hill. Tim Hill allowed 2 earned runs in .1 inning pitched, and with this loss, he is now 3-3 as a relief pitcher for San Diego. In their batting lineup, nobody on the team would actually register more than 1 hit, but their elite shortstop, Fernando Tatis Jr., would hit his 20th home run of the season as he went 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run. For the Colorado Rockies, the start went to Chichi Gonzalez. He allowed 4 earned runs in 6 innings pitched as he struck out 2. The win would be given to the Rockies' first relief pitcher, Carlos Estevez. He would allow no earned runs in 1 inning pitch as he struck out a batter on the day. With this win, Estevez is now 1-0 as a relief pitcher. And in their batting lineup, their left fielder, Raimel Tapia, will go 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. Their center fielder, Jonathan Naza, will go 3 for 5 with an RBI. Their third baseman, Ryan McMahon, would end up going 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs, as McMahon was a double short of the cycle. And with this win, the Colorado Rockies are now 27-41. With this loss, the San Diego Padres are now 38-31. Jumping out to the Bay, the Oakland Athletics hosted the Los Angeles Angels, and the Athletics were able to pull off a 6-4 win at home. For the Angels, the start and the loss would go to Andrew Heaney. Heaney allowed 3 earned runs in 5 innings pitched as he struck out 6. With this loss, Heaney is 4-4 as a starting pitcher. Nobody on the team would register more than 1 hit, but their designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani, would go 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run, hitting his 18th home run of the season. For the Oakland Athletics, the start and the win went to their starting pitcher, Frankie Montas, who allowed 2 earned runs in 7 innings pitched as he struck out 8. With this win, Frankie Montas is now 7-6 as a starting pitcher for the Athletics this season. The save would be given to their closer, who in this matchup happened to be Yusmeiro Petit. Yusmeiro Petit he would allow 1 earned run in 1 inning pitch as he picked up his 2nd save of the year. In their batting lineup, their left fielder, Mark Canha, would go 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run. And the only other player with more than 1 hit was their shortstop, Elvis Andrus, who went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. With this win, the Oakland Athletics are now 42-27, and with this loss, the Los Angeles Angels are now 33-34. The A's sit on top of the division. Jumping out to San Francisco, staying within the Bay, the San Francisco Giants beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 9-8 after the Diamondbacks were up 8-3 in the fifth inning. The Giants would actually come from behind, score 4 runs in the eighth inning to go ahead off of a Mike Yastrzemski grand slam. But regardless, going to how the Arizona Diamondbacks are doing, the start would be given to their first, or the start would be given to Alex Young. Young allowed 3 earned runs in 4 innings pitched as he struck out 2. The blown save and the loss would go to the Diamondbacks closer, Humberto Castellanos. Humberto Castellanos would allow 2 earned runs in .1 inning pitched as he struck out a batter. He would blow his first save of the season and pick up his first loss. He is now 0-1 as a relief pitcher this season. In their batting lineup, their second baseman, Josh Rojas, would go 3 for 5 with 2 runs. Their center fielder, Ketel Marte, would go 2 for 5 with 2 runs. Their first baseman, Christian Walker, would go 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs on the day. Christian Walker would go on to hit his 5th double of the season. And then also their left fielder, David Peralta, would go 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. For the San Francisco Giants, the start would be given to their starting pitcher, Zach Little. He was unable to register an out as he gave up 4 runs before he was able to get an out. The win would go to the Giants' 4th closer, Jimmy Sherfy. Jimmy Sherfy would go on to allow no earned runs in 1 inning pitched. With this win, he is now 1-0 as a relief pitcher. And the save would be given to the Giants closer, Tyler Rogers. Rogers allowed no earned runs in 1 inning pitch as he struck out 1, and Trevor Rogers picked up his 9th save of the season. With this win, the San Francisco Giants have the best record in the National League West as they sit at 42-25, and the Arizona Diamondbacks have the worst record in the National League as they currently sit at 20-48. Jumping out to Seattle, the Seattle Mariners hosted the Minnesota Twins and were able to completely shut them out at home, winning 10-0, giving Chris Flexen his 6th win of the season. For the Minnesota Twins, the start and the loss was given to J.A. Happ. Happ would allow 5 earned runs in 4 innings pitched as he struck out 5. With this loss, J.A. Happ is now 3-3 as a starting pitcher. In their batting lineup, the only player with more than 1 hit was their right fielder, Alex Kirilloff. He went 2 for 3 on the day. And for Seattle, the start and the win will go to Chris Flexen. He allowed no earned runs in 8 innings pitched as he struck out 8. With this win, Chris Flexen is now 6-3 on the season. In their batting lineup, their shortstop, J.P. Crawford, will go 3 for 5 with an RBI and 2 runs. He hit his 4th home run of the season yesterday. Their first baseman, Ty France, would go 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run as he hit his 4th home run of the season. Their right fielder, Jake Bowers, would end up going 3 for 5 with a run. Their designated hitter, who in this matchup happened to be Luis Torrens, he went 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs as he hit his 3rd home run of the season. And then their left fielder, Shed Long Jr., would go 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs. With this win, the Seattle Mariners are now 34-35, and with this loss, the Minnesota Twins are now 26-41. Last but not least, jumping out to Dodger Stadium, the defending champs hosted the Philadelphia Phillies as the Dodgers were able to pull off a 5-3 win as they broke their 3-3 tie in the 7th inning off a Mookie Betts home run and then a Mookie Betts single in the 8th would put them up by another run. For the Philadelphia Phillies in this matchup, the start would go to Zach Eflin. He allowed 3 earned runs in 5 innings pitched as he struck out 2. The loss would go to the Phillies' second relief pitcher, Ranger Suarez. Suarez would go on to allow a run with 1.1 innings pitched as he struck out a batter. With this loss, Suarez is now 2-1 as a relief pitcher for the Phillies this year. In their batting lineup, the only player with more than 1 hit was their third baseman, Alec Bohm, who went 2 for 4 with a run on the day. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, the start would end up going to Julio Urias. Julio Urias would allow 2 earned runs in 5.2 innings pitched as he struck out 5. The win would be given to the Dodgers' second relief pitcher, Joe Kelly. Kelly allowed no earned runs in 1 inning pitched as he struck out a batter. With this win, Joe Kelly is 2-0 as a relief pitcher, and the save went to Blake Trinan. He allowed no earned runs in 1 inning pitched as he struck out a batter. That is his 3rd save of the season. In their batting lineup, their elite center fielder, Mookie Betts, would go 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run as he hit his 8th home run of the season. Their future Hall of Fame first baseman, Albert Pujols, went 2 for 4, and the right fielder, Zach McKinstry, went 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run. With this win, the Los Angeles Dodgers are 41-26, and with this loss, the Philadelphia Phillies are 32-33. But right now, that is what the MLB is looking like following yesterday's matchups. Taking a look at what's been going on outside of the continent. Starting off because the Copa America took a break, but looking out in the European Championship. Hungary hosted Portugal, and Portugal was able to beat Hungary 3-0, as all three of their goals came after the 80th minute. Cristiano Ronaldo, their goated forward, would score 2 goals. He scored a penalty kick in the 87th minute to make it 2-0, and he would score in the 92nd minute to give Portugal the 3-1 win to get them, or at least give them the points that they need in the table. And in the final first matchup of the group stage of Euro Championships, France was able to beat Germany 1-0 off of an own goal from Mats Hummels. And with this win, France now has they're a little bit closer to earning a spot to the knockout rounds. Right now, that is what's going on with sports today, Wednesday, June 26, 2021, out here in this quarantine. I want to thank ESPN, MLB, NBA, UEFA, and NHL for giving me the stats and figures that I needed in order to do this show. And I want to thank everyone for listening to all 26 minutes of this piece. I hope all is well, and once all of today's exhibitions and matchups are done, I will come back tomorrow with another episode of The Elite. Until then, I want to thank everyone for listening to my piece, and peace out. I'll catch you tomorrow.